students, today we'll study dihybrid cross. Now what is dihybrid cross? A cross between parents differing in two heritable traits or two pair of contrasting characters is called as dihybrid cross. Di means two. So always remember, whenever we are doing dihybrid cross, that means two characters will be used. For monohybrid cross, only one character is selected. That is the difference between monohybrid and dihybrid. Now which characters to choose for a cross? As we know, Mendel has studied 7 characters. So these are the 7 characters that were studied by Mendel. In our textbook, the example that is given for dihybrid cross is shape of seed and color of seed. So these are the two characters that are used for dihybrid cross. Instead of taking the same example or repeating the example, we'll take another example or we'll take another characters for dihybrid cross. For example, we can take color of flower and position or location of flower. So these are the two characters that we are choosing for a cross. Now one thing that you have to remember for a cross is, whenever we are doing a cross, each character, it has got traits. Every character has two alternative traits, and out of two traits, one is dominant and the other one is recessive. To start with a cross, the first thing that is needed is parents. So always the cross begins with parental generation and then only it proceeds to get F1 generation, and by selfing F1 generation we get F2 generation. So first we'll start with the parents. What will be the phenotype of the parents? Now the phenotype for the parents will be, what are the characters that we have chosen is, the first thing is axial. This is the position of the flower, and what is the color? It is purple. Now this plant, it is crossed with another plant which is having terminal flowers and the color of the flower is white. Out of these two parents, one is male and the other one is female. So we can write it here that this is male parent and this is female parent. Another thing that you have to remember is, as I have said, these characters, they have got alternative traits, and these alternative traits, one of them is dominant and the other one is recessive. For color of flower, purple color of flower is dominant, whereas white color of flower, it is recessive. For position of flower, the axial position of flower, it is a dominant trait, whereas the terminal position of flower, it is a recessive trait. So keeping in mind, then only you have to start a cross. So these are the parents that we have used. Now the next thing is, what will be the genotype for the parents? The genotype for the parents will be, for axial, it will be capital A, capital A. For purple color of flowers, it will be capital P, capital P. Similarly, for terminal position, it will be small a, and for white flowers, it will be small p, small p. These are the genotypes, whereas these are the phenotypes of the parental generation. Now the next thing is formation of gametes. The gametes that will be formed are as follows. See, these are same, that is capital A, capital A. Instead of writing twice, we can write it only once. So since these are homozygous, we are taking only one alphabet. Same thing for these also. Capital P, we'll write it only once. Same for female parent also. Since these both are same, we'll write it only once, only small a. For these small p, we'll write only one small p. So this is male gamete and these are female gametes. Now the next step that comes is of fertilization. We have already studied for the process of fertilization, male gamete as well as female gametes are required. So fertilization is a process in which male gamete fuses with female gamete. So fusion of gametes will take place and what we will get is F1 generation. What will be your F1 generation? Now whenever we are writing F1 generation for dihybrid cross, since there is a repetition of alphabet, what you have to do is you have to write same alphabets together. You should not write like this, capital A, capital P and then small a, small p. What we'll be doing is first we'll write this capital A. So this is capital A, then comes small a, then capital P and then will come small p. So this is our F1 generation. This is the genotype for F1 generation. Now how it will appear? What will be its phenotype? Now whenever there is one capital alphabet, it means it is dominant, and we have studied law of dominance. According to law of dominance, the characters or the genes that are dominant are expressed in F1 generation. So capital A, small a, it represents axial position, whereas capital P and small p, it represents purple color of flowers. So this is the phenotype for F1 generation. All the plants in F1 generation will be axial and purple according to law of dominance, and this will be their genotype. Before proceeding, let's see how we got our F1 generation as capital A small a and capital P small p. Now see, these are the genotypes of the parent. The same genotypes I have written, capital A, capital A, capital P, capital P. Now we can write it as capital A, capital A and capital P. Similarly, we can cross or we can take this capital A and capital P. For this, we can take small a, small p, and then this one small a, small p. Now these are the gametes for these given parents. Capital A, capital P, small a, small p. Now let's see if we place these gametes in our checkerboard, what is the result that we are getting. See what we have done. We have placed on one side male gametes, on the other side we have written female gametes. So what it will become? Capital A small a and it will be capital P small p. If we cross this A with this A, it will become capital A small a, capital P small p. Same for this also, capital A small a, capital P small p. Capital A small a and capital P small p. Now as I have already said, even one capital A letter is there, it represents the dominant trait. Now capital A small a, it represents what? Axial. Capital P small p represents purple color. capital A small a, same axial capital P small p. That means all the plants in F1 generation are axial and purple. But what we have done, instead of taking twice, we have taken only once. So even if we take only once, what is the result that we get? Capital A small a and capital P small p, and the result will be all the plants will have axial position and the color of flowers will be purple. But sometimes what happens, some of the students during gamete formation, they are confused, and instead of taking both the characters, they choose sometimes the gametes like this, capital A, capital A, capital P, capital P. But this is a wrong method, because capital A, this represents only one trait. But since it is a dihybrid cross, both the traits has to be present. So this is invalid, or this is wrong method, and this is the correct method where both the traits has to be selected, or both the traits has to be present. So till now we have studied the first half of the cross. To get the second half, what we have to do is selfing of F1 generation. So we have to cross F1 generation with F1 generation only. Now the phenotypes will be, first we'll see that both the parents are male and female. Its phenotype will be, what is the phenotype for F1 generation? That is, it will be axial and purple. The female parent will also be same, that is axial and purple. Why both are same? Because we have crossed F1 generation with itself only, and this is the basic difference between the second parental generation and the first parental generation. See, in first parental generation, the parents were axial purple crossed with terminal and white, whereas in second parental generation, both the parents are same, that is axial and purple only. So this is the phenotype of the second parental generation. Their genotype is, you just have to copy it from here. What is the genotype for axial and purple here in F1 generation? It is capital A small a, capital P small p, and here also it will be capital A small a, capital P and small p. These are the genotypes. Now comes the next process, that is gamete formation. So for gamete formation, what will be the gametes? Now see, these are different. One is capital A, the other one is small a. Same for the color of flower also. This is capital P and this is small p. Since both are same, we'll see for the first one first. Now since it is heterozygous, what we have to do is, we have to take this capital A and it will fuse with this one. So the first gamete that will be formed will be capital A, capital P. The second gamete will be the same alphabet, this capital A, we have to cross it with small p. So one of the gamete is capital A, capital P. The other gamete is capital A, small p. So this one is over. Now we have to take another one. This is small a, capital P, the third gamete. Small a, capital P. And now we'll small a and small p. Small a, small p. So these are the 4 gametes that are formed for male parent. Similarly, same gametes will be formed for the female parent because the genotype is same. Either you can write it like this or you can write it like this also. So the 4 gametes can be written capital A, capital P, first one. Then comes capital A, small p, that is second one. Then comes the third one, that is small a, capital P, and the last one is small a and small p. So 4 gametes for male parent, 4 gametes for female parent. Then comes the next process, that is the process of fertilization. And now we'll get our next generation, which is called as F2 generation. So for F2 generation, what is needed is checkerboard is needed, or it is also called as Punnett square. You simply have to place the 4 gametes on one side and 4 female gametes on other side. Now how to find or predict the progeny for F2 generation? So instead of taking the whole table, we'll take selected ones. See, what you have to do is, this is capital A, this is capital A. So what you do in mathematics, A into A square. In biology, we don't have to do like this. A and A, you just have to write the letters alphabets side by side. So first we have written this capital A, and now we'll write this capital A. So A and A we have just written side by side. Then comes capital P and capital P. So this is our first progeny. Capital A, capital A. It represents what? It represents axial position of flower. And capital P, it represents purple color of flowers. So this is one progeny. What will be our second progeny? Let's say in this box. So this is capital A. This you have to cross with this capital A. It will become capital A, capital A. This is small p and this is also small p. So both are small p, small p. What will be its genotype? Capital A, it represents axial position of flower, and small p, it represents white color of flowers. See, the first progeny we have got axial and purple. The second progeny is different. It is axial and white. Now let's see the third progeny. See, this is small a. This is also small a. So we have to write side by side. Small a, small a. Then this is capital P and this is also capital P. So it will be capital P and capital P. This is the genotype. What will be its phenotype? Small a, it is for terminal. The position of the flowers will be terminal. And what will be the color of the flowers? It will be purple. Then in this square, this is small a. This is also small a. So we have to write the alphabets as small a, small a. Then this is small p. This is also small p. So this is small p and small p. See the difference? All the alphabets are small. So 2 small a means terminal and 2 small p it represents white flowers. See, the progenies, all the progenies are different from each other. The first one is axial purple, second one is axial white, third one is terminal purple, and the last one is terminal white. So simply you have to copy the alphabets and write it next to each other, and on the basis of the alphabets, whether it is homozygous or heterozygous, you have to write down their traits, that is phenotypic traits, and you can complete the table. Now once we complete the table, it is like this. This is the complete table. On one side we have written the symbol for the parents. This is male gametes, this is female gamete, and we have crossed it. Now the next thing is, based on this checkerboard, we have to calculate the phenotypic and the genotypic ratio. For a dihybrid cross, we get 4 different types of progenies. So we just have to calculate the number of the progenies that we have got. Now let's see how many axial and purple color flowers and position of the flower is present. So count 1, 2, 3, 4. All are axial purple. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. That means this straight line, and this diagonal line all are axial and purple. So that means the total number of the plants having axial and purple are 9. There are 9 plants in which the position of flower is axial and the color of the flower is purple. Now let's count the number of axial and white in the table. So this is 1 axial and white, this is second, and this is the third one. So in all there are 3. 1, 2 and 3 plants which has axial position of flower and white color of flowers. It is 3. Then let's count the plants having terminal position and purple color flowers. 1, 2 and 3. There are 3 plants having terminal position of flower and color of flower purple. Now let's see how many plants are having terminal position of flower and white color of flower. In the entire table there is only 1 plant which is having terminal and white. So let's write down the number. The number is 1. That means the phenotypic ratio for dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. This is the phenotypic ratio for dihybrid cross. What is the ratio? 9:3:3:1. Similarly, we have to calculate the genotypic ratio, but this is very rarely asked in the exam, so it is not necessary to count the number, but the genotypic ratio is 1:2, 2:2, 2:2, 4:2, 1:2, 2:2, 1:2, 2:1. Now this 1, it represents what? In the table or in the checkerboard, how many times the alleles have been repeated. All the alphabets are capital. Let's see in the checkerboard. Capital A and capital P. It has occurred only once in the table. Hence, for the genotypic ratio, we have written 1. Similarly, in the whole table, all the alphabets, that is, all the alphabets are small. It has occurred only once. So hence, we have written 1 number for this. capital A, capital P, small p. Say this diagonal line, capital A, capital P, small p. This all, the whole diagonal line, it is having heterozygous alleles. Hence, the number is 4. Similarly, you have to just copy and calculate the number. This is how the dihybrid cross takes place. Let's take a short review. For dihybrid cross, we have taken these characters. One is position of flower and the other one is color of flower. So that is the parents for the first generation. So the phenotype for the first parental generation is axial purple crossed with terminal white. These are the genotypes, and their gametes will be, the male gamete will be, this will be male gamete. Similarly, this will be female gamete. And after fertilization of male gamete and female gamete, we'll get our first generation, and the first generation will be, it will be heterozygous, that is capital A and capital P small p. This will be our F1 generation, and the F1 generation will have phenotype as axial and purple. Now how to get this? You can simply draw this. Place one gamete, that is male gamete, and this is female gamete, and finally you will get the answer. So this is how we can get our F1 generation. This is first part. For the second part, we have to do selfing of F1 generation. F1 generation crossed with F1 generation only. Then the F1 generation will form the second parental generation. So this is second parental generation, and both the parents will be same. So this is phenotype of the parent, this is genotype of the parents, and these are the gametes of male as well as female parents. Male gametes as well as female gametes will be same because the genotype is same. Now once we get the gametes, these gametes we have to place in the checkerboard, and this is our checkerboard. Now this checkerboard or Punnett square, it is used to get the F2 generation. Now how to do this, or how to calculate the phenotypic and genotypic ratio? If you are getting confused, then you can write like this so that it becomes easy to write their phenotypic characters. Both capital A represents axial, one capital A, one small a also axial because one dominant is there. Both small alphabets, it represents terminal. Then both capital P, it represents purple color of flowers. Capital P, small p, also purple because one capital alphabet is there. And both small p, it represents white flowers. So once you get this, with the help of this, you can write down in the checkerboard what will be the genotype and the phenotype of the progenies. Now once you complete the table, the next thing is we have to calculate, or we have to write down the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio is the external appearance of the plants. We get 4 different types of progenies, and their number is 9:3:3:3:1. Now this forms the phenotypic ratio for dihybrid cross. And all these different types of genotypes, this forms genotypic ratio. So this is how the dihybrid cross is calculated. Thank you.